Good day, everyone. I am Alfaiva Jasid from BSN English 1A, and today I am making this video as I was given the opportunity to share with you guys the things I learned in Linguistics 2 or Language, Culture, and Society. But before we proceed to the main agenda of this video, let me just share with you a quick story why I took up this course. When I took up this course, I knew what I was putting myself into. I knew it will be hard along the way, and I will probably face challenges like not getting the lectures or the lessons immediately, and maybe it will take some time to master all the grammatical rules or all this major could offer. Okay, but the thought of sharing this knowledge to less fortunate kids or people in the future, it gives me all energy to do my best. And because I am a future educator who wishes her students to learn something from her every day. So maybe that is my principle in the future. So yeah, so now let's go to the main agenda of this video, and I'm going to share to you the 30 related words in linguistics. So first we have linguistics. So as you may already know, linguistics is the study of language in which it studies rules, structure, sounds, and etc. So you see, language is not easy as it seems to be. Okay, so it requires a huge storage in your brain or in your head because you need to master all the things in language, or you need to prepare all the information and knowledge you will gain. Okay, so as someone who prefers English than other languages when expressing herself through chats, through Facebook status or Twitter status, it was a culture shock for me to know that English is as confusing as my existence. Okay, but when English is confusing, I think um, grammar is a lot confusing because there are certain rules you need to remember and to follow. So grammar it closely studies the inflections and functions of a word in a sentence, and of course we have lexicon. So lexicon is an alphabetical arrangement of the words in a language and definitions. So it's like a stock knowledge of a person or a group of speakers. So it's like a collection. Okay, so next we have phoneme. So in linguistics, phoneme is a unit of sound that can distinguish one word from another in a particular language. So for instance, we have tap that ends with a P, but we all have words that are almost similar but ends with different letters. So in conclusion, phoneme is responsible for recognizing a word to another word. And of course, we cannot forget the morpheme. So morphemes are the smaller units of meaning in language. So it's basically a form with recognizable meaning. It's like a sequence of what do you call this, sounds. For example, we have S and ES as the regular noun plural, and the three pronunciation and S sound as in backs, and Z sound as in bags, and a vowel plus Z sound as in batches. Okay, so now let's proceed to lexeme. So lexeme is a unit of lexical meaning that underlies a set of words that are related through inflection. So basically, it's a word that provides a specific meaning to a string of letters. Okay, so of course, we cannot construct a sentence without context in it. So, context in linguistics refers to the context within the discourse, that is, the relationship between the words, phrases, sentences, and even paragraphs. Okay, so we now have syntax. So, in linguistics, syntax is a study of how words and morphemes combine to form a larger unit such as phrases and sentences. We have phonology. So phonology studies a language and across languages. So to better understand it, phonology is how sounds are organized in the mind and used to what they call this convey meaning. Of course, if we have phonology, we also have phonetics. So phonetics is a branch of linguistics that studies how humans produce and perceive sounds, or in the case of sign language, the equivalent aspects of sign. So next is we have phonemic. So phonemic is related to phonemes. So phonemic has the ability to hear and manipulate the sounds in spoken words, and the understanding that spoken words and syllables are made up of sequence of what do you call this, speech sounds. And now we have morphology. So morphology is the study of the internal structure of words and forms a core part of linguistic study. So the term morphology is a Greek and is a makeup of morph, meaning shape, form, and the ology, which means the study of something. Okay, now let's proceed to semantics. So semantics is the study of reference, meaning, or the truth. So the term can be used to refer to subfields of several distinct disciplines, including philosophy, linguistics, and computer science. Of course, we have pragmatics. So pragmatics is a specialized branch of study focusing on the relationship between natural and users of that language. So in linguistics and related fields, pragmatics is the study of how context contributes to meaning. And now let's go to macro skills. So macro skills refer to the primary, key, main, and largest skill set relative to a particular context. So we have four skills in the macro skills. So those are reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So if we have macro skills, we also have micro skills. So micro skills are basic counseling skills that assist rapport building and begin that therapeutic process. So they include listening, nonverbal communication, silence, empathy, and responding. Okay, so in linguistics competence is a system of unconscious knowledge that one knows when they know a language. So we also have linguistic performance, which includes all other factors that allow one to use one's language in practice. Okay, so now we have first language or L1. So first language is the first language or dialect that a person has been exposed to from birth or within the critical period. So it is the language that we acquire inside our home, or the language or the dialect that our family uses. So next is we have second language. So second language may be a neighboring language or another language of the speaker's home country or a foreign language. So you can learn or you can acquire this second language informally or formally. Of course, we have lingua franca. So lingua franca, also known as a bridge language, systematically used to make communication possible between groups that doesn't speak the same language. Next, we have Pidgin. So Pidgin language is a grammatically simplified means of communication that develops between two or more groups of people that do not have a language in common. Of course, we have a foreign language. So foreign language is not the official language of or nor typically spoken in a given country. So this language, just like what I have mentioned earlier, this foreign language can be your second language. You can learn this foreign language informally or formally. And of course, we have dialect. So dialect is a form of language spoken by a smaller group. So someone's accent is part of their dialect. So for example, um, so usually Bisaya people, when they speak Tagalog, they really have a thick accent, which identifies them, or you can immediately identify them that they are from this place and they are Bisaya people. Okay, so the important part of linguistics is the international phonetic alphabet. So This alphabet is a system of phonetic notation based primarily on the Latin script. So it was devised by the International Phonetic Association in the late 19th century as a standardized representation of speech sounds in written form. So that's all for today. I am Alfaiva Jasid once again, and thank you for watching this video. So I hope you learned something. Bye.